A couple months back, we leased this field, and today we're starting the process to find out if that lease was going to be worth it. And even on hard economy, I find it hard to believe that it's not worth it. So we're definitely going to get a good amount of money from the wheat. If we know this field's a decent size, just looking at it, and a ton of straw that we'll be able to sell as well. I think it's on the up and up. I think it'll be pretty good. We're going to get the headlands done here and probably hand over to a worker because we have a lot to figure out today because money's sitting at $6,000. There's not a lot of things to sell that are at peak price. Let's double check. Let's take a look. So we could sell some barley. Like at max price, we would get $127,000. Right now, if we sold all of it, we would lose, gosh, $35,000. We also have a little bit of wheat that we could sell. That would be, that might get us by. We also, lettuce is what I'm kind of leaning towards. We usually do sell those. We try to sell them about every month, but right now we would lose about $1,800. So we have some planks that we can sell. We have almost a long plank. It looks like if we wait a little bit longer today, we'll have a long plank. Wood beam's not going to be in our favor today. We could sell a little bit of wool. We have a little bit of milk to sell and a little bit of eggs. So we'll get to selling the commodities that go bad after I get the headlands done and we hand over to a worker, and hoping that we're budgeting correctly here because we still have to do fertilizer on this field. We still have to treat it for weeds, and we got to make that $17,000 payment at the end of September. We're getting close to the barley being at a good price, but these next few months are going to be tough to get by. We might have to make some decisions, sell some goods a little bit early. Maybe we were a little aggressive with the purchases we made last episode, but I think they were still worth it. And what's going on with the field right here? We got some nasty weeds on this field. I hope that doesn't bleed into the crop. And it'll be interesting to see if this is enough seed. 1,200 right now, so we'll find out. We will, but we're gonna do both the headlands, like I said, and hand over to a worker, and then get some of our chores going. And it's becoming pretty clear. Well, it's still foggy, so it's not completely clear, but it's becoming pretty clear to me that we're going to need more seed. I am really debating looking into a different seeder. We need to grow the size of this equipment, so we need to take an inventory of our horsepower of our tractors and see, like, is that the first thing we need to do to expand? And just finding the struggles on hard economy, the patience level has to be there. And we'll see if we get stuff done. And I'm really stressing about this loan payment. I don't want to lose a bunch of money by selling things early. There's not really good contracts going on. So we could risk it and hope that there's a good contract in October so we don't end October in debt. But you can't have your account negative, and we can't miss a payment. And I'm kind of thinking we need to set a rule that we should have said at the beginning, that we lose the farm, we lose this challenge if we stay negative for an entire month. So technically we wouldn't go negative till October. So if we did go with that route, we would have to make money by the end of October to stay in the challenge. So I think that's what I want to do. Should have set that up at the beginning, but I think it completely makes sense, and I don't think any of you would disagree with that. But that means we have to sell things when the prices aren't great, and with that in mind, no way we can afford a worker this month. So we're gonna go ahead and just do all of this myself. I'm gonna keep rolling until we run out of seed here, and then we'll have to run back and get probably the John Deere to go pick up some seed for us and deliver it out here. But it might make sense for us just to drive to the dealership as well. Diesel's getting low on here. So maybe we make a trip to get that taken care of as well. Lots to figure out here in September. And jumping back in here with 20 liters of seed remaining. So we're going to have to take a pause here. I think we will drive in the Massey to the dealership and get that purchased. I think that's the best way to do it since we can't tab. Trying to play as realistic as possible. I did want to kind of close the loop on using the auto-loading trailer. Yeah, we're absolutely going to do that in this series. I've decided after trying my best to enjoy moving bales around. I will move them around when they're smaller jobs, but on the bigger jobs, we're going to use auto-loading. So If we have 2 or 3, we're gonna move them ourselves. But if we have as many as we did last episode, I'm gonna use autoloading, and you're just gonna have to forgive me for that. But I wanna play the game and enjoy the challenge. I think we made the challenge a little too time consuming, and oh my goodness, we forgot about this. Yeah, that's gonna happen here. We are in dire straits at this point. We spent too much money last episode and did not think about the leases that we needed to take care of. So I need to do an inventory of hay. We're gonna have, we have that grass cut over there. We haven't treated the field. We got to get that done in September. Otherwise, we're gonna have a loss. But I don't think we're gonna cut that field again. Now, I don't know how long in real life, and maybe I'll Google this while I'm planting, that we can let the grass just sit there. But we need to lease or buy a tedder. We need to lease or buy a windrower to be able to turn that into hay. And now that I kind of think about it, we wouldn't have got the payday for 3 months, but we probably should have focused on making that silage, or a good amount of it, even though it doesn't pay great. We are going to switch to alfalfa on that field. I didn't double check the price of it, but $1,200 for that. I'm hoping this is going to be enough seed to finish that field, because that puts us even farther into debt when that next payment comes out, and that's probably not going to be enough seed. We'll come back if we need to, and I do feel like it makes sense to top off on diesel. $4,000, we're $13,000 short, but I do want to finish getting this planted, and then we'll sell all the goods that we can that we've been selling regularly, and then we'll look at some of the things that we can sell that aren't at a great price, like grain, like the wheat and barley that we do have in the silo if we need to. And gonna need to look into what it's gonna cost to lease the tedder. We're gonna have to go with the smallest equipment. I think we can get by with probably $1,200 to $1,500, and it's just gonna take a little bit longer to do the work, but that's okay. We need the hay for feed for the sheep, and a little bit of excess we could sell as well. Try to at least make our money back for leasing the equipment and sell the hay today. But it's already 10:30 and we got a lot to get to, so let's keep our heads focused. Worst case scenario, we could do fertilizer and weeds in October, but I also believe the soybeans are going to be ready in October. So we got a lot to do in these upcoming months before we get to winter, and when the wheat and barley are actually at a good price. And then we talked about a little while ago, we're going to harvest those soybeans, but we're not going to see the money from that until around June. So I was thinking this year we're going to be looking a little bit better financially. This lease might be what actually does it, and it'll be another year before we feel like we can start expanding, get better equipment, get all the equipment we need, so we're not leasing anymore. Man, there's a lot going on that we've got to figure out, and hard economy really is changing the way I gotta think about things, and we can't just go buy implements because it'll look good on a thumbnail. We're paying for that right now. And it's coming down to the last pass here. We did have to spend another $1,260 on more seed. Our balance is at $2,866. Things are looking tight. I don't want to say they're looking scary. We'll get by, but we're going to lose potential profit on selling things at peak price. It's got to be the way to get through it. And unfortunately, it is what it is, and hoping to be a little bit better with our finances next year to where that isn't the case. And we're just got to be patient on this series. This isn't going to be a series where we're going to be able to really flaunt new equipment all the time or a huge accomplishment each episode. This is going to be a traditional Let's Play. The other series will be a little bit more RP and a little bit more jam-packed with progression every episode. So hoping to satisfy multiple types of viewers and grow the channel that way. Those are the reasons behind the decisions, if I didn't make that clear earlier. So finally got this done. Let's head in, get this put away. And at that point, we can start selling the milk, the eggs, and everything that we do every month. and see how close we are to that 17,000. Remember, we have the lease on that field as well, which I believe is like 300 more a month. I might be closer to 800. I don't know if I can even check that. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how to check that. So we'll figure it out though. But yeah, we need about $18,000 is what I'm trying to say. And we'll just sneak this over next to the shed like we've been doing. Looking pretty good, pretty good. Don't hit the shed. Oh, wow. I'm not gonna lie, I'm in the shed. I'm in the shed. I'm a little impressed with myself. All right, gotta get these hoses detached. And then we can drop the trailer and get the Massey shut off for now. And let's find the tractor we need. I believe it's over by the cattle. And we should have a decent amount right here. Yeah, a decent amount of lettuce. And we're out of water. It is a greenhouse. We're going to run it year round. So we'll have to get some water put in there today. And yeah. Okay, going later in the day, that definitely helped. But gosh, I'm kind of sad I missed that. That's some lost income. Over here, I think feed is fine. And we did get the planks long, but not the wood beam. That's all right. Oh, the robot got blocked by our tractor. Good thing it's just an animation. There you go, robot. Oh, we do have a little bit of extra hay. That's good. Makes me feel a little bit better. Yeah, let's grab the milk while we're right here. And 1,800, not bad. What we've been doing is grabbing the eggs to go with us, so we'll get those on the forks, get 2 done in one go. We also have some extra feed. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Let's drop this for now, because this is a tight squeeze, and I am wanting to get both of these in one go. So let's see if we're gonna be cool enough to pull this off. I mean, I guess that works. And yeah, we should be able to just put that down right there. I still haven't swapped out these forks for the ones that have the pallet strap or the straps on them, which would be a huge game changer. And pulling into the bakery. There's $300, and I think looking at it this way, we might be able to do this easier. Let's see. Oh, nope. Didn't do it. Didn't lower it enough. About right. There we go. And then 1,100. So we're at 4,000. Gosh, I was hoping eggs brought in a little bit more. I did grab the extra 50 pieces there to make sure we got those sold. And heading on over to the dairy next. And another 1,400. So we're up to almost 6,000. I mean, guys, I'm thinking through this, and if I'm trying to make decisions like I would in real life, and I don't know what would happen to that hay, and would it be worth it? Because now I'm thinking through it, and I'm like, we're gonna lease some equipment. We don't necessarily need it for feed. So if we're gonna sell it, it's kind of a risk. Are we gonna even make our money back on hard economy from leasing the equipment? I should have paid attention a little bit more of how much money we made last time on selling the hay, even though we didn't sell all of it, so I wouldn't even know anyways. It's just a predicament. I did check all the animals' feed, and they're absolutely good this month. Let's get the planks long to spawn here. I'm deep in thought over here. I don't think, if it was me and I didn't have the equipment and I had to lease it, I would only be making hay when we need it for the animals. I don't think I would risk losing money on an operation like that when money's this tight. So I'm almost, gosh, thinking about just flipping that field. 1,200 there for the planks, and then see this right here is why I don't want to do pallet work, guys. Like, just, it's terrible. And then 1,900 for that. So we're up to 9,000. We're getting there. That planks long might have been the big game changer, because once we saw this lettuce, We're going to be pretty close. And while I'm thinking about it, we're losing time right now on the greenhouse. So let's get that back into operation. And we're going to use our little pump here and see. It is free. Okay. I was worried it was going to cost us money. Thank you, map maker. All right. 8,000 will be plenty to get it going. And I think potentially we will leave the trailer here just to be a little bit more efficient with what we're doing. And first thing in the morning, we probably will need to get a little bit more water in there, or if not later tonight. I think it was just over 8,000 it uses every 24 hours. Okay, so we got a decent amount here. Gonna be multiple trips, and I think we'll try to do three per load. No, we're just gonna load them all up on the trailer. Oh, that's not where we wanted to go. And we will set that right there. All right, this shouldn't be too bad. I hate pallets, guys. All right, we are at the sales place. 17, we're so freaking close. Let's brainstorm our next move to get us well above $18,000. Because at the rate this is going, we're gonna be doing the same song and dance in October. All right, we'll put this right where it belongs for now. Oh, stressed. Okay. Let's brainstorm here. The hay we have 65,000 liters of it. Right now, the price isn't great. It's good. Would give us only $4,000, which would be enough to get us by. The smallest tedder, $306. One up would be $790 for almost double the width. I think that would be worth it. Windrower wise, yeah, the $19,000. So this one's 2.5. That's not good. 3's not good. Leasing this. So we're looking at about $2,000 in leasing. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We'll go with this real quick. We'll do them one at a time. We have plenty of feed for the cattle. We have feed in that trailer right there, the mixer, and we have that hay right to our left. So I think we see our path forward. The big concern isn't necessarily September now. It's gonna be October, and hoping that we make a decent amount off this hay to give us a nice little leeway to get through October. I mean, and that really depends on how much hay we generate doing this job right here. All right, everything's hooked up. Let's get out to the field, and it's gonna take a little bit longer to do this job. It's already 2:30, so we might be pushing it to nighttime today, just getting the tedding, rowing, and baling taken care of. But away we go, tedding it up. I did not look into seeing if the mod that allows you to let the grass sit overnight turn into hay, but that's how we're role-playing it. So, I mean, part of me thinks we should get our money back for this, but we'll still ted it up, make sure it's extra dry and good to bale for hay. We are heading back with the tedder. It is already 4 o'clock. Time is moving fast, so I would definitely think we're gonna be at nighttime before we get this job done. We'll get the rower lease this time, and then we have our own baler to use, so getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, $994. So we're back down to 341. I just, you gotta think there's gonna be enough money in the hay we're about to make to pay our bills. I selfishly at this point, I'm hoping it's enough for October. I just don't think it quite will be. Hoping between it and all the goods we normally sell every month, we should be good. And we should get a wood beam next month as well. We will need to check the capacity in the sawmill, and I kind of want to do that before I forget. I really thought we would be knocking this this forest out here a little bit more, and that's the thing. We could just sell some of these trees next month. We got 1,600, so yeah, that is going to be a priority to at least get one more tree moved over here today. But I think it might make sense to sell some wood in October or even November. We'll have to get rid of some trees on the property. That might be our saving grace. All right, we got the windrower going here. We're gonna get these all rowed up, and then we'll get the baler out and close the loop on this semi-crisis. We can solve it. It's just how much work is it going to be? Well, we're out here baling, and luckily we can go pretty quick in this baler, so we should be able to get this done pretty fast, but just having a hard time driving straight right now. I think we're just going to sell the lot of them, the whole thing, and that should, in theory, have me stop complaining about debt. Well, nighttime is pretty much here at this point. We're heading in with our first load of hay bales, 160,000 liters of hay. And it's beyond dark at this point. Still dusk, but I guess it's not beyond dark. What am I talking about? All right, go ahead and sell this first load here. Only 8,000. That does give us enough to get by, but I hate hard economy, guys. It sucks. Somehow we have a grass bale in here, which confuses me. I'm not really 100% sure how that happened, but we'll get all of these sold. And another 100, it wasn't a full load, 104,000 liters of hay, and then 6,500 of grass. And to end September, our balance is going to be at 31,000. So I think between all the goods that we sell, you know, daily on the farm, we might be able to get through October, no issues. But that's a story for another episode. Thanks for hanging out today in September. We got our wheat planted in our lease field. In October, we need to take care of fertilizing that field and spraying some weeds. And probably, I think, we might be getting to that soybean harvest finally. I'm Socksway up. Thanks for hanging out. I will catch you on the next one.